Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Tungal online classes. In the last session, 16th group elements we have started. This is the concept which is present in P block elements unit, in which periodic properties, physical properties, chemical properties and chemical reactivity of 16th group elements we have discussed. In this session, I am going to discuss oxygen and their compounds, sulfur and its compounds. First one, oxygen and its compounds. Oxygen and its compounds. So, in that first one is O2, second one is oxides, third one is ozone. So, these are the topics we need to discuss. Now, first one is O2 is also called dioxygen, also called oxygen gas, dioxygen or oxygen gas. We will start with the preparations. So, you can prepare oxygen by decomposition of oxide. Oxide contains oxygen. When it decomposed, oxygen gas will be released. O2 gas is prepared by decomposition of oxides. Decomposition of oxides. First one, 2KClO3 decomposed by heat in presence of MnO2 as a catalyst. 2KCl plus 3O2, 3 moles of oxygen gas is liberated. 2Ag2O, 2Ag2O decomposed into 4Ag plus O2 gas will be liberated. Next, 2HGO, it means mercuric oxide decomposed into mercury, along with that oxygen gas is liberated. Next, 2Pb3O4, Pb3O4 lead oxide, 2 3s 6 Pb plus 2 4s 8 means 4 moles of oxygen liberated. Next, 2 PbO2 lead dioxide then gives rise to 2 Pb plus 2 oxygen gas molecules will be liberated. 2H2O2 hydrogen peroxide in presence of MnO2 as a catalyst, 2 moles of water plus 1 mole of oxygen gas is liberated. Okay. These are the methods on small scale it is. Small scale means nothing but in the laboratory, how can you prepare. On large scale, it means industrially oxygen gas is prepared by electrolysis process of air or water. So, by electrolysis of air or water, If you take water on electrolysis, when you pass the electricity, then electrolysis, then hydrogen gas at cathode will be liberated, oxygen gas at anode will be liberated. At anode, the gas liberated is oxygen gas in the large quantity, nothing but large scale it is. Industrial preparation. These are all preparations. You know properties. Oxygen gas is colorless, odorless, tasteless, non-toxic gas, highly soluble in water. That's why aquatic life is possible. It means water animals are existed. Oxygen has 3 isotopes, O16, O17, O18. Oxygen is paramagnetic as per molecular orbital energy diagrams. So, these are the physical properties. Okay, these are the properties I wrote on the board, students. Colorless, odorless, tasteless gas, very high solubility in water. That's why aquatic life is possible. It has 3 isotopes, 16, 17, 18. and O2 is paramagnetic according to molecular orbital energy diagrams. Now, I will discuss the chemical properties of oxygen. Yes, chemical properties of oxygen. Properties of oxygen. Oxygen is chemically more reactive actually. So, it can react with metals, non-metals, noble gases, nothing but inert gases. To start the reaction, you need to give some energy, external energy to break the bond between O and O. Oxygen can react with metals, non-metals and noble gases. So, to start a reaction, some external energy is required to break bond between oxygen and oxygen. This bond enthalpy is, the value is 493.4 kilojoule per mole it is. Okay. It means oxygen react with any metal or non-metal or noble gases, then forms oxides. Calcium with oxygen, calcium oxide. Phosphorus with oxygen, phosphorus oxide. Aluminium with oxygen, aluminium oxide, like that. 2Ca plus O2 gives rise to 2CaO, calcium oxide. P4 plus 5O2 gives rise to P4O10, phosphorus pentoxide. So, Al plus O2 gives rise to Al2O3. So, here 4Al, here 2, 3 is 6, 3O2 it is. Okay. Next, carbon plus oxygen gives rise to carbon dioxide, most familiar reaction. Next, ZnS plus 3O2 gives rise to ZnO plus SO2 it is. 2 ZnS, okay. 3O2 gives rise to, it is 2 and it is also 2, right. Next one, CH4 plus 2O2 combustion reaction, CO2 plus 2H2. Few reactions are catalytically oxidized. In presence of catalyst only oxide will be formed. Some are catalytically oxidized, some are catalytically oxidized. Some are catalytically oxidized. Examples, 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to 2SO3. The catalyst is vanadium pentoxide. 4HCl plus O2 gives rise to 2H2O plus Cl2. The catalyst is cupric chloride. Okay. So, this is about the chemical reactivity of oxygen, then forms oxides. Now, what are the uses of oxygen? If you observe uses, respiration purpose, it means breathing purpose, to sustain especially, combustion of fuels, combustion of organic compounds. So, mountaineers, climbers, deep sea divers, welding purpose, oxyacetylene is used for welding purpose. So, these are all uses of oxygen, students. Okay, these are the uses I have written: respiration purpose, combustion purpose, to extract many metals in metallurgy, and used as oxyacetylene welding purpose, and oxygen cylinders for mountaineers and deep sea divers. So, this is the first component of oxygen, that is dioxygen. The second one is oxides. The second component of oxygen is oxides. Okay. Second component of oxygen is oxides. Based on nature of oxides, oxides are two types: simple oxides, second one is mixed oxides. Mixed oxides. Simple oxides means their formula is very simple. Mixed oxide means these are formed by the combination of two simple oxides. These are formed by combination of two simple oxides. Two simple oxides. Examples: 2PbO plus PbO2 gives rise to, so Pb3O4 it is. It is a mixed oxide. These two are simple oxides. Mixed oxide example it is. Next, FeO plus Fe2O3 gives rise to Fe3O4. It is a mixed oxide. These two are simple oxides. These are the examples for mixed oxides. Okay, students? Now, simple oxides are classified into four types. One is acidic oxide, basic oxides, amphoteric oxides, and next one is neutral oxides. There are four types of simple oxides: acidic oxide, basic oxide, amphoteric oxide, neutral oxide. We'll discuss one by one. They give simple oxides only. First one is acidic oxide. It means the oxide which gives acid when reacts with water, that is called acidic oxide. So, the oxide which gives acid on reaction with water called acidic oxide. Examples are especially SO3 plus H2O gives rise to H2SO4. Correct? SO3 on reaction with water then gives sulfuric acid, hence SO3 is acidic oxide. Examples are, many examples you can take: SO3, SO2, P4O10, Cl2O7. Yes, okay. Many more we can. N2O5, NO2, CO2, N2O5, NO2, CO2, etc. Generally, sulfur, phosphorus, chlorine, nitrogen, all are non-metals. Their oxides are acidic. Generally, non-metal oxides are acidic. Non-metal oxides are acidic. Exceptionally, exception students, exception, very, very important. Few metal oxides with higher oxidation state acts as acidic oxides. Examples are Mn2O7 it is, CrO3 it is, etc. Manganese is metal. Its oxide can act as acidic oxide in their higher oxidation state. Here manganese oxidation state +7, chromium oxidation state +6. Right? Next one is basic oxide. The simple oxide. Second simple oxide is basic oxide. First simple oxide. Second simple oxide is basic oxide. It is reverse to that of acidic oxide. The oxide which gives base on reaction with water. Yes, the oxide which gives base on reaction with water called basic oxide. So, example, CaO plus H2O gives rise to CaOH twice. It is a base. When calcium oxide reacts with water, then gives a base. Hence, calcium oxide is basic oxide. Example, first example is calcium oxide. Second example is BaO, barium oxide. Na2O, sodium oxide, like that. Barium, calcium, sodium, these are metals and their oxides are basic in nature. Generally, oxides of metals are basic, no exceptions in this. Next, third one is amphoteric oxide. It means the oxide which has acidic oxide and basic oxide characteristics called, which one, that is amphoteric. It means the oxide can react with acid as well as a base, right? So, oxide which shows acidic and basic oxide characteristics, acidic and basic oxide characteristics called amphoteric oxide. It can react with both acid and base. Best example is Al2O3. Al2O3 can react with acid. Al2O3 can react with base. So, NaOH, HCl 9H2O, then gives rise to 2 AlH2O 6 times, AlH2O 6 times, it is plus 3 plus 6Cl minus it is, 6Cl minus it is, okay. So, it can react with 3 moles of water, then gives rise to 2Na3, AlOH 6 times. It means Al2O3 can react with acid and base, hence Al2O3 is amphoteric oxide. Last one is neutral oxide. Last one is neutral oxide. Neutral oxide means the oxide neither acidic nor basic. The oxide neither acidic nor basic. It means it cannot react with acid and base, called neutral oxide. Examples are CO, NO, N2O. These are the examples for neutral oxides, very, very important. Okay. Now, this is the second compound of our oxygen. Now, the third compound of oxygen is ozone. Now, we will move to the third one, students. Second one completed. Third one is ozone. Yes. Component 3 is ozone. Formula is O3 it is. Now, how to prepare ozone? Ozone is present in stratosphere, which is located 20 kilometers height from the earth surface. It is present in the stratosphere. It is prepared by oxygen only. Okay. Yes. Preparation of ozone. 3 moles of oxygen is converted into 2 moles of ozone it is. Okay, here delta H is equal to plus 142 kilojoule per mole. It means when oxygen gas is passed through the electric discharge, then it becomes ozone. It is endothermic reaction because plus is there, delta H is plus. Initially we will get 10% of ozone, that is called ozonized oxygen. So it will be passed through ozonizer, it is called apparatus, then we will get 100% of ozone. Initially we will get 10% of ozone called ozonized oxygen. Ozonized 10% only, remaining is oxygen, that's why it is called ozonized oxygen, right. This will pass through ozonizers, Siemens ozonizer, Brody's ozonizer, they didn't give you in your syllabus. So ozonizers then gives pure ozone, right. This is the preparation of ozone, students. Now properties of ozone. First one, physical properties of ozone. Physical properties of ozone. How physically? So it can exist as a solid pale blue color gas, dark blue color liquid and violet black color solid. In 3 forms it is possible. So pure ozone is pale blue gas, dark blue liquid and violet black solid. If it is available as solid, in this color, available as liquid in this color, available as a gas in the first color it is. Okay. Next, it is a pungent smelling gas. Pungent smell gas, generally it is. Pungent means concentrated, very concentrated it is. Okay. Next, so yet high concentration of ozone, dangerously explosion. When concentration of ozone increases, it becomes explosion. Okay. Ozone is thermodynamically unstable, right. Ozone is thermodynamically unstable. Unstable means after formation of ozone it will not exist as a O3. O3 decomposed into O2 because it is unstable. Then O3 converted into O2. 2O3, 3O2. These are gases actually. So for this formation of O3 is plus. Decomposition of O3 will be minus. Reverse, no? It is. Then it is delta H is negative. It is exothermic. Okay. You just observe, students. You know delta Z is equal to delta H minus T delta S. It is a Gibbs free energy equation. So delta S is equal to, so enthalpy of product minus entropy of product minus entropy of reactants. Products 3 gases are there, 3 minus, reactant 2 gases are there, minus 2, that is equal to plus 1. It means delta S is equal to positive, we are getting positive. Getting, students? Delta H is equal to negative. So taken as 1, taken as 2, taken as 3. 2 and 3 will be substituted in 1. Getting? If you substituted, then what will be happening? Then delta Z is equals to delta H is minus plus T delta S is minus. Minus into something positive value, you will get a minus. Getting? And again plus minus minus. Finally, you will get a negative. Negative delta G means more favorable. It is more favorable. Okay? More favorable means more favorable. It means this decomposition reaction delta G value is negative. Negative means more favorable. Delta G negative means spontaneous, on its own it will be happen. Because of this delta G negative for this reaction, the decomposition reaction is more favorable. Getting all of you? Yes. Next one, chemical properties of ozone. Yes. Chemical properties of ozone. Ozone can act as oxidizing agent as well as a reducing agent. O3 can act as oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Okay. First, oxidizing properties of ozone we will discuss. First one is oxidizing properties of ozone. It means ozone acting as oxidizing agent by losing a nascent oxygen. Ozone acts as strong oxidizing agent by losing nascent oxygen. Nascent oxygen. Nascent oxygen means a single oxygen atom. Losing oxygen is called reduction. Itself involved in reduction but acting as oxidizing agent. Itself involved in reduction then act as strong oxidizing agent. By losing nascent oxygen, losing oxygen is called reduction. Itself involved in reduction acting as oxidizing agent. Reactions are, first reaction is PbS plus 4O3 gives rise to PbSO4 plus 4O2. It is a black color lead sulfide converted into white color lead sulfate. Lead sulfide oxidized to lead sulfate by ozone. Next, 2HBr plus O3 gives rise to, so H2O plus Br2 plus O2. Okay. O3 converted into O2 plus O. It means losing oxygen. That's why reduction acting as oxidizing agent. Similarly, 2HCl plus O3 gives rise to H2O plus Cl2 plus O2. O2 and this O lost. That's why O3. Next, 2Ag plus O3 gives rise to Ag2O plus O2. Next, 2Ki plus O3 plus H2O gives rise to I2 plus 2KOH plus O2. This reaction is used to estimate ozone quantitatively, right? This reaction, yes, this reaction is used to estimate ozone quantitatively. So the iodine formed here in this reaction, iodine is formed. The iodine formed is titrated against Na2S2O3 hyposolution. It means ozone is estimated by reaction with KOH, then forms I2. That I2 will be titrated against Na2S2O3. By that reaction we can estimate the which one that is ozone quantity. Right. How do you estimate that? Check it, students. How do we estimate that? That is, so I2 plus Na2S2O3 then gives rise to 2 NaI plus Na2S4O6. It will be formed actually. That is 2 Na2, this is 2 Na2S2O3. Getting all of you? So these are which properties, students? Oxidizing or reducing properties? Oxidizing properties. Next one, reducing properties. Reducing properties of ozone. It means it reduces others itself involved in oxidation. Now, reducing properties are in which? First one, O3 gains oxygen, then gives rise to 2O2. It is. Gaining oxygen means oxidation, itself involved in oxidation, but it is acting as a reducing agent. Itself involved in oxidation, acting as a reducing agent. So reactions are 2Ag2O plus O3. So this oxygen is gained by this one, then gives rise to 2Ag plus, otherwise, okay, Ag2O, yes, 2Ag plus 2O2. Ozone reduces Ag2O to Az. BaO2 plus O3 gives rise to BaO plus 2O2. So ozone reduces barium peroxide to barium oxide. Getting all of you? Next, H2O2 plus O3 gives rise to H2O plus 2O2. This oxygen is gained by O2, oxygen gained by, O3. So ozone gains oxygen from H2O2, then oxidized, it means undergoes oxidation, acting as reducing agent. Ozone reduces H2O2 into H2O. These are the reducing properties. Okay. Next, depletion of ozone layer. Depletion of ozone layer. How do deplete ozone layer? If you observe clearly, due to CFCs and NO, ozone will be depleted. Due to NO, nitric oxide released from jet airways or CFCs, ozone will be depleted. It means there is a whole formation of ozone layer, hence the ultraviolet radiation from sun directly fall onto the surface of earth, that causes many effects. Then NO2 it is, NO2 plus O3 gives rise to, NO only it is, NO plus, then NO2 plus O2 it is, NO2 plus O2 it is. Okay. So oxidizing power, oxidizing agent, KMnO4 oxidizing agent, H2O2 oxidizing agent. Yes. Order of oxidizing agent power. Oxidizing agent power, that is KMnO4 is strong oxidizing agent, followed by ozone, followed by H2O2. It means the oxidizing power of ozone is less than that of KMnO4 and more than that of H2O2. It is intermediate oxidizing agent. Getting all of you? And ozone is also used to test unsaturation by ozonolysis reaction. Ozone is used to test unsaturation, whether the double bond or a triple bond present or not, to confirm that unsaturation. So CH2 double bond CH2 plus O3 then gives rise to CH2O, CH2O. It is ozonide. If you take ethylene, ethylene ozonide, propene, propene ozonide, butene, butene ozonide, whatever it is, then it is on reaction with the Zn in presence of water, then this will be broken into CH2O and this will be broken into CH2O, 2 moles, O and H2O modified as a H2O. Formaldehyde will be formed. This formation indicates presence of a double bond in the given compound. It means the compound is unsaturated, right? Similarly, CH triple bond CH plus ozone then gives rise to CH, CHO, and it is O, right? 1, 2, 3 bonds only. 1, 2, 3 bonds only. But we need one more bond, that's why keep a bond between carbon and carbon. 1, 2, 3 and fourth one is hydrogen. So again when you treated with the zinc in presence of H2O, then it becomes CHO, this is CHO, yes CHO, it is also CHO. CHO and CHO, this is not satisfied, there is a bond, glyoxal it is. Then O and H2O removed as H2O. The formation of glyoxal indicates the presence of a triple bond. So there is a unsaturation in the which one, that is a given compound. You can test the unsaturation also by ozone. Finally, structure of ozone. Structure of ozone. Yes. Next one is structure of ozone. Structure of ozone, right? So ozone molecule is O3, O, double bond O it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right students? So this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only one lone pair on the middle one, and here this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 lone pairs, 3 lone pairs, 1 lone pair. This double bond shifted to here, we can draw one more structure students, O, double bond here this time, and now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 lone pair on middle one, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here totally 2 lone pairs on doubly bonded oxygen, and middle oxygen 1 lone pair, and singly bonded oxygen 3 lone pairs, very very important. These are the resonating structures of ozone. 128 picometers, 117 degrees. It is 117 degrees bond angle. So this is 127 picometers. Bond angle is 117 degrees. Bond length is 127 picometers. Right students? So doubly bonded, here it is singly bonded oxygen. Oxygen valence electrons are totally how many students? 6 half into 6. Okay, if you followed that, it will get, one is sp3 hybridization, it is sp2 sp2. This is sp3 hybridization, it is sp2, it is also sp2. You just verify afterwards, hybridization students. So this is about which one? Structure of ozone, angular structure it is. angular structure. Okay. Next one is after that uses of ozone. Uses of ozone. What are the uses of ozone? Uses of ozone. Generally, ozone is used as a sterilizing agent, a bleaching agent, oxidizing agent, a reducing agent to prepare to test unsaturation. These are all uses of ozone. First one, used as germicide. Used as germicide. It means germi means germs, cidal means killing effect. Germicide. Used as disinfectants, disinfectant. Next, sterilizing water, used to sterilize water. It means we can pass ozone through water and water will be sterilized. Next, used for bleaching purpose, used as bleaching agent. Bleaching means a cleaning agent for oils, ivory. Next, flour, starch, etc. Next, used as oxidizing agent in the manufacture of KMnO4, used as oxidizing agent in the manufacture of KMnO4, potassium permanganate. So, used as rocket fuel, used as rocket fuel, it is rocket fuel, fuel in rockets, rocket fuel. The combination is O3 plus C2N2, O3 plus C2N2. C2N2 is called cyanogen. This mixture is used as a fuel in rockets. And to test unsaturation, used to test unsaturation, whether double bonds or unsaturation, double bonds or triple bonds, present or absent, that should be confirmed by test with ozone. Students, with this, oxygen and their compounds, dioxygen, next one oxides of oxygen and ozone completed. Okay.